Arcturian update, living in the now. Living in the fifth dimensional now. Conversation between Shana and the Arcturians. Blessings, we are the Arcturians. We are here today with Shana to speak a little bit about whatever we end up speaking about. And what we will be speaking about is living in the fifth dimensional now. When you are living in the fifth dimensional now, for we the Arcturians are always living in the fifth dimensional now, there isn't a time for preparation, there isn't a history of what you've done so far, there isn't a possible future that you are preparing for you are living in the now. Shana. I think that's an important reminder as we flow through this chaotic period, to have a reminder to be focused on where we place our attention, our thoughts, our emotions, and where we hold the highest intent for the current moment. It is important that we focus on what is happening now rather reflecting too much on the past, or on what you are planning for the future. When we focus on the now, we are placing our awareness within the self that we are in this now. Arcturians. Yes, when you focus on the now, you have a choice to attend to what you want to attend to. Now your physical body has many alert systems, so if there is something that you need to stop what you're doing, so that you can attend to something more important, that other situation will make itself evident to you. Because you are still wearing a third-dimensional vessel, you still have families, you still have children, you still have your jobs, and, as much as everyone is very eager to move into their fifth-dimensional reality in which each and every one of you are the creators of your reality, there is still that third-dimensional illusion. However, that fact is that there are certain things that are components of having a third-dimensional earth vessel that need to be attended to. What is occurring now for our beloved ascended ones is that while they are going through their life, which seemingly arises from outside of them, they need to do certain things right now. However, more and more of our ascending ones are saying, wait a minute, wait a while. Let me go inside and see if what I am thinking about doing is resonating to my fifth-dimensional expression of self. If they discover that what they are about to do is an old habit pattern from their third-dimensional self, they are going within there now to say, I am ready to release that which resonates to the third dimension if it is damaging to myself or to others. However, if I volunteered to interact with this situation as a part of my Earth mission to assist Gaia, I will stay with it until it comes into its completion. Then, what you will be doing is that you will be having two realities at once. You will be having the reality where you are finishing up the third-dimensional obligations that you said that you would fulfill before you completed this incarnation. Simultaneously, you will be fulfilling what your fifth-dimensional consciousness, which is not bound by time or space, has determined it is the now for you to do. Therefore, the time-space realities of your third and fourth dimensional self will occur simultaneously with the third-fourth dimensional reality that is running within your third-fourth dimensional self. Shana, maybe you have some questions or comments about helping people to learn to discern, oh, this stimuli is a fifth-dimensional stimuli, and this stimuli is a third-fourth dimensional stimuli. How does one differentiate between these two frequencies of stimuli and decide which stimuli they chose to engage in? For as many of you have remembered, the reality that you choose to perceive is the reality that you are choosing to create. Once you consciously create a given reality by choosing to focus on that perception, thought, and/or feeling, you are fully moving into your fifth-dimensional self. Your fifth-dimensional self knows that your every thought, your every emotion, creates your reality. Shana, would you please comment on that concept now? Shana. I feel that description on how we can decide moment by moment where to place our attention is the perfect description of living in the now. Many things arise in our awareness, and we can choose to entertain or not entertain, participate or not participate in that reality. As we continue to refine our thoughts and emotions, it feels like it is simpler for us to choose the potentialities that resonate to the higher frequency. That is, of course, as you mentioned, we are maintaining our 3D awareness, for our health, our physical needs, our rest, and those things that we pay attention to within our physical body, within the same now as we attend to the messages of our higher dimensional self. It is always important to align our 3D reality with our 5D as we go through our day. Arcturians. Yes. You brought up the important point that all of you, the ones who are wearing a human body, chose to take an embodiment within this now. All of you wrote your birth plan, you stood in line, you went through some initiations, and then you were prepared to take on an earth vessel within this now. You chose to take on the earth vessel of one who would be dedicated to curiosity about the truth, to finding the truth, to creating the truth, to following the truth. You chose to hone your skills of determination so you can say, ah, this is a third-dimensional reality filled with third-dimensional truths. But then we follow that reality into the fourth dimension, and we see that it has changed, it has mutated. And some of the things that were very important in that third-dimensional perspective are now released, and new things, higher frequency things come into your perceptions. Then, just as you climb up a tall stairway, as you put your one foot on the stair for a moment, you've got one foot on the stair above and one foot on the stair that's just before that stair. But if you are ready to move forward, you lift yourself off of the previous stair, knowing that you're not going to go back and put your foot on the lower step again. You're not going down the stairway now. You are going up the stairway. The foot that you had from the stair behind will move up to the next stair. And then your other foot will go to the next stair. Then, every time you make a choice to make forward progress within the destiny that you created before you took this incarnation, you must let go of that which occurred before. Shauna. Yes, that's also following the approach that you release those things with which you are complete to make room for the new, so that you can accommodate the new energy flow coming in. Is there a difference between that approach and what we call transmuting situations, people, experiences, into a higher frequency, so we will still have those experiences but just transmute them? Arcturians. Yes, that is a difference. And that's a very good question and addition to this conversation. When you make a choice of I will go here or I will go there, the here and the there are already created. They are already a component of your personal and collective reality. Now, while you are still inside the third-dimensional matrix, there are choices that come in that you did not want. However, you did not want to have that choice. These choices are still occurring and will still occur for as long as you are wearing a third-dimensional body. But what is occurring now as you are moving into and using your fifth-dimensional consciousness is that you can leave time, you can leave space, and you can blaze the violet fire into that situation, into that moment, into that time. Then, as you continue to blaze the violet fire into that situation, you will increasingly be able to perceive how the molecules of that reality that once appeared separated, flow into the unity of the one. This will not occur much at first, but the puzzle pieces of the whole come together to create a reality from which you had formerly felt separate. Gradually, you will be able to perceive the thoughts, the words, the emotions, the ideas, and the decisions that came together to create the entire package of this new reality. Within your fifth-dimensional consciousness, you are free of time and separation. Hence, via your fifth-dimensional perspective, you can release that which you no longer need in your reality. Then, you look at what is left and say, oh, this is something that looks like it is a very beautiful, possible reality. Therefore, I am going to send my unconditional love into this reality and put a beautiful protective fence of violet fire around it. For this is a possible reality that I believe is best for my contribution to Gaia. I can feel this contribution. I recognize it, and I remember that this particular contribution is something that I wrote into my birth plan. Therefore, I will dedicate my intentions to fulfilling that which I decided to create before I took this incarnation in this third-dimensional reality. What you are actually doing is that you are aligning with your fifth-dimensional self and saying, Dear fifth-dimensional self, I realize now that this task was something that I said was part of my contribution to planetary ascension. Now that I realize that I am not just the one who is fulfilling my contract, now I realize that I am the one that has written this contract. Shauna. That brings to mind the idea of having bubbles of potentiality, possibility, and awareness, which you can choose to pop into and entertain. It feels like we can do this on a personal level, as well as a social level. In this manner, we can impact our personal evolution of self to align to that 5D purpose. Arcturians. Yes, and we the Arcturians wish to remind all of you that you are already an ascended being. You are a beautiful multidimensional being who has chosen to take a physical body on the beautiful planet Gaia to assist with her planetary ascension. Therefore, there will be two things that will be happening at the same time. One thing is that you will be remembering your own multidimensional self who chose to specifically take an embodiment within this important now to assist Gaia with her planetary ascension. Simultaneously, you will actively be engaged in that which you volunteered to do for the evolution and ascension of planet Earth. Some of you will do so by assisting people, some of you will do so by assisting animals, some will assist the elementals, and some will work directly with Gaia. In this manner, each of you will be a puzzle piece. Please remember that it is important that each puzzle piece realizes that their job is to fit into the greater picture. That greater picture is the transmutation of planet Earth into her fifth dimensional expression. Blessings be, and we thank you so much for joining us. Shauna. As always, we appreciate the insight, advice, and support that you, the Arcturians, offer. We look forward to our next discussion, and thank you very much. Arcturians. Thank you everyone for coming and enjoying this now. Transmitted by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com